If you're drinking kombucha for your health but worry it might be causing issues, you're not alone. I'll show you 3 surprising ingredients often found in popular brands that can irritate a mature gut and what to choose instead. That bottle of kombucha seems healthy, but some ingredients can secretly work against you. I'll show you how to avoid 3 common mistakes so you can confidently choose a kombucha that truly supports your digestive well-being. Before you spend another dollar on expensive kombucha, it's important to know what you're drinking. I'll show you 3 common ingredients that can actually negate its health benefits, helping you make a smarter and healthier choice. You've likely seen kombucha everywhere praised as a wonderful health drink. But if you've ever felt unsure about which one to choose, or even if it's the right drink for you, this conversation is for you. Our goal is to understand that while kombucha can be beneficial, many modern versions contain hidden pitfalls that can be problematic for a mature gut. We'll empower you to see past the hype and make a truly healthy choice. At its core, kombucha is a simple fermented tea. This natural process creates beneficial probiotics and organic acids that are associated with good gut health. However, many commercial brands sold today are a far cry from this traditional drink. They are often highly processed and filled with a long list of additives to make them sweeter and more appealing. As we get older, our gut microbiome can become less resilient, making it more sensitive to disruption from high concentrations of sugar and artificial ingredients. This is where the problems can begin. Some ingredients can actively work against the beneficial bacteria in the kombucha, reducing the drink's potential benefits. Many popular brands are also loaded with high amounts of sugar, even from fruit juices, which can feed the undesirable inflammatory bacteria in your gut. At the same time, some zero-sugar versions use artificial sweeteners, which research suggests may disrupt the delicate balance of the very gut microbiome you're trying to support. You might be surprised to learn that some of the ingredients added for their supposed health benefits are the ones to be most cautious of. Over the next few minutes, we will analyze the 3 most common and problematic types of ingredients that are often added to commercial kombucha. We'll focus on simple practical steps for reading labels and choosing a safe, effective product using standard US measurements like ounces and grams. By the end, you'll have a clear blueprint for what to look for. Before we dive in, it's very important to note that kombucha is not suitable for everyone. This information is provided for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. It is essential to consult with your doctor before trying it, especially if you have a compromised immune system, liver, or kidney concerns, diabetes, or are on any medications. Let's begin with the most deceptive ingredient, one that is often hidden in zero sugar or diet kombuchas and marketed as a healthy alternative. We left off by discussing the most deceptive ingredients hiding in so-called healthy drinks. Our focus now is to pull back the curtain on the first of these artificial sweeteners. Many of us reach for zero sugar or diet kombuchas, thinking we're making the healthiest choice. Our goal here is to learn how to spot these sweeteners on a label and understand why they may not be the best option for our long-term gut health. In order to create these low-calorie drinks, many brands use artificial sweeteners like sucralose aspartame and acesulfame potassium. While these don't add sugar or calories, a growing body of research suggests that these non-caloric sweeteners can negatively alter the composition and balance of our friendly gut bacteria. In simple terms, they may harm the very system that we are trying to support by drinking kombucha in the first place. This is why it's so important to know what you're drinking. Thankfully, you can become a confident ingredient detective with a couple of easy steps. The first and most important rule is to always ignore the splashy claims on the front of the bottle. Instead, turn the bottle around and take a moment to read the full ingredient list printed on the back. This is where the real story is told. Once you're looking at the ingredient list, you just need to know the names to look for. The most common artificial sweeteners are sucralose aspartame and acesulfame potassium, which is sometimes called ACE-K. If you see any of these names on the list, your best bet is to simply put that product back on the shelf and look for another option. It's a clear and simple way to protect your gut. You should also be aware of another category of sweeteners called sugar alcohols, which include ingredients like erythritol and xylitol. While not artificial in the same way some people with digestive sensitivities find that these can cause bloating or discomfort. If you try a zero sugar drink and don't feel great afterward, it could be a reaction to these. Don't be fooled by phrases like naturally sweetened if the ingredient list still contains one of these chemical sweeteners. Avoiding artificial additives is a huge step, but the next ingredient is even more common. Imagine you're in the beverage aisle and see a kombucha labeled diet. You turn it over, and sure enough, you see sucralose on the ingredient list. You can now confidently put it back and search for a kombucha that is naturally low in sugar instead. As with all dietary choices, this information is for educational purposes, and it's always important to listen to your own body's unique signals. Avoiding these artificial additives is a critical step. But the next ingredient we need to discuss is even more common, often hiding in plain sight as a natural and supposedly healthy addition. We've just learned how to spot and avoid artificial sweeteners. Now, we'll tackle the next ingredient, which is far more common and often hides in plain sight as a natural and healthy addition: excessive sugar from fruit juices and purees. Our goal is to understand how a well-intentioned kombucha can become a sugar bomb and how you can confidently choose a brand that is truly low in sugar. The core issue is simple, high amounts of sugar, regardless of the source, provide fuel for the less desirable inflammatory bacteria and yeasts in your gut. This can counteract the benefits of the very probiotics you're drinking the kombucha for. Many brands flavor their drinks with fruit juices and purees. While this sounds perfectly natural, it adds a significant amount of sugar without the fiber that would normally be in the whole fruit. This lack of fiber can lead to a faster spike in your blood sugar. A small amount of fruit for flavor is perfectly fine, but some popular brands use it so heavily that an 8-ounce serving can contain as much sugar as a soda. Thankfully, you can easily navigate this with a very simple and reliable guideline: the 6-gram rule. When you're looking at a bottle of kombucha, turn it over to the nutrition panel. Check the line for added sugars or total sugars and aim for a product that contains 6 grams or less per 8-ounce serving. This one small step can make a world of difference. Another helpful tip is to prioritize kombuchas that are flavored with spices and herbs. Varieties with ingredients like ginger, turmeric, mint, or lavender are almost always much lower in sugar than those featuring sweet tropical fruit flavors like mango, pineapple, or passion fruit. If you happen to have a bottle at home that you enjoy, but find a bit too sweet, you don't have to throw it out. A great trick is to simply dilute it with some plain sparkling water. This cuts the sugar per serving while still providing a pleasant fizzy drink. This is a non-negotiable rule for anyone who is carefully managing their blood sugar, such as those with pre-diabetes or diabetes. A high-sugar kombucha can impact your blood sugar levels just as much as any other sweetened beverage. It's also a budget-friendly way to shop. The simplest, least expensive kombuchas are often the healthiest. You don't need to pay a premium for a fancy high-sugar, fruit juice-flavored drink when a plain or ginger-flavored option is often the best value for your wallet and your health. So this week, at the grocery store, you might see a beautiful bright pink mango passion fruit kombucha. But when you turn it over, you see it has 20 grams of sugar. Right next to it is a simple ginger lemon kombucha with only 4 grams of sugar. You can now feel empowered to make the wiser, healthier choice. As always, this information is for educational purposes. You've now learned how to avoid the sweeteners and sugar traps. But our third ingredient is the most surprising, as it's often an herb added specifically for its supposed health benefits. We have successfully navigated the tricky worlds of artificial sweeteners and hidden sugars. Now, we arrive at our third and most surprising ingredient, because it is often added to kombucha with the best of intentions marketed as a way to boost the drink's health properties. Our goal here is to understand the surprising reason why some potent, health-boosting herbal extracts can actually work against the very benefits of kombucha. This mistake typically happens when we choose a kombucha marketed as a superfood, wellness, or immune-boosting blend. These drinks often contain high concentrations of herbs that are famous for their strong antimicrobial properties. Some common examples you might see are oil of oregano grapefruit seed extract, olive leaf extract, or high-potency garlic extracts. While these ingredients are promoted as beneficial, there's a fundamental conflict when they are combined with the live cultures in kombucha. Here is the simple reason why. The word antimicrobial literally means anti-microbe. These powerful herbal compounds are very effective at killing or inhibiting the growth of microbes, but they don't distinguish between the bad bacteria we want to avoid and the good, probiotic bacteria we want to encourage. When you put a strong antimicrobial agent into a drink that is full of delicate, beneficial probiotic bacteria and yeasts, it can unfortunately inhibit or even kill the very cultures you're drinking the kombucha for. Thankfully, the solution is just a matter of reading the label with a new perspective. When you're choosing a kombucha scan, the ingredient list for the word extract, especially for the potent herbs we just mentioned. If you see these listed particularly high up on the list, it might be an indication that the probiotic count in the final product could be compromised. It is much safer and more effective to choose kombuchas that are flavored with gentle herbs and spices. Ingredients like ginger, turmeric, mint, lavender, and hibiscus add wonderful flavor and have their own mild health benefits without warring with the probiotics. Imagine you're choosing between two kombuchas. One is a defense blend with grapefruit seed extract. The other is a simple, spiced apple with ginger and cinnamon. You now understand that the simpler, gentler option is actually the better choice for supporting your gut's probiotics. It's a relief to know what to look for on the ingredient list, which brings us to a simple way to put all this knowledge together. This does not mean that herbs like oregano or olive leaf are bad. They can be very beneficial when used appropriately on their own as a supplement, but they just don't make sense inside a probiotic drink. It is also especially important for anyone taking medications to be cautious, as potent herbal extracts can have contraindications. As always, you should discuss any herbal supplements with your doctor or pharmacist, as this information is for educational purposes. Now that you know exactly which ingredients to avoid, let's build a simple checklist for choosing the perfect gut-friendly kombucha every time. You have done an amazing job learning about the specific ingredients to avoid in kombucha. Now, we can take all of that knowledge and turn it into a simple, positive checklist. This is your safe kombucha blueprint, a tool you can use to feel completely confident every time you're at the grocery store. We have all been there. You're standing in front of the beverage aisle looking at a wall of colorful bottles with confusing health claims, and you feel overwhelmed. This blueprint is designed to cut right through that noise. It's for anyone who wants to make a clear, evidence-based choice, whether you are trying a new brand or just double-checking if your current favorite is a good option for your gut health. The blueprint is made up of just 4 simple points. The first thing to check is the sugar. Turn the bottle over to the nutrition label and make sure it has 6 grams of sugar or less per 8-ounce serving. Second, quickly scan the ingredient list for artificial sweeteners. You're looking to make sure the list is free of names like sucralose, aspartame, or acesulfame, potassium. The third point is to inspect the flavors. You want to see that the kombucha is flavored with gentle, whole ingredients. Things like spices such as ginger and turmeric, or mild herbs like mint and lavender are excellent signs. You want to avoid those with the potent antimicrobial extracts we talked about earlier. And finally, the fourth point is to confirm that the probiotics are alive. The label should clearly state that the kombucha is raw and unpasteurized. So you can pick up a bottle, quickly check for low sugar scan for sweeteners, see that it's flavored with just ginger and lemon, and confirm it's raw. In less than 30 seconds, you can be confident in your choice. It's interesting to note that often the simplest and least expensive kombucha on the shelf is the best choice. A plain or ginger-flavored option from a trusted brand that meets these 4 criteria is likely a more effective and safer choice than a trendy, expensive bottle with a long list of exotic ingredients. Remember, the goal is to get a dose of beneficial microbes without the harmful additives that can work against you. A shorter, simpler ingredient list is almost always a better sign. Having this simple checklist makes choosing the right product easy, but the final step is knowing how to bring it home and make it a comfortable part of your routine. As always, this information is for educational purposes. You now have the blueprint for choosing the right kombucha. Let's put this knowledge into practice with a simple week-by-week plan to introduce it into your routine safely. You now have the complete blueprint for choosing a kombucha that is safe and beneficial for your gut. Let's put all of this knowledge into a simple 3-week action plan to help you introduce it into your routine with confidence. Your first step for this week is to conduct a simple audit. Look at any kombucha you currently have in your refrigerator and check it against the 4-point blueprint we discussed. Then, the next time you're at the store, you can use that same checklist to confidently select one brand that meets all the criteria for a gut-friendly choice. For your second week, it's time for the gentle introduction. Using the kombucha you selected, begin with the Start Low Go Slow method. Drink a small serving of just 2 to 4 ounces each day, and it's best to have it before 2 in the afternoon. During this week, your only task is to pay close attention to how your body feels. A comfortable, easy week is a sign of success. In the third week, you can observe and increase. If you felt good during the introduction week, you can slowly increase your daily serving to a maintenance amount, which for most people is about 6 to 8 ounces. Continue to be mindful of how you feel. Once you find a comfortable and consistent routine, you have successfully added a beneficial drink to your lifestyle. All of the information in this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. It is very important to consult your healthcare provider before starting kombucha, especially if you have a compromised immune system, liver, or kidney issues, or other pre-existing health conditions. Individual results will vary, and listening to your body is the most important part of this journey. We've learned to avoid the 3 main ingredients that can wreck a healthy kombucha: artificial sweeteners, high sugar, from fruit juices, and potent antimicrobial herbs. By using the safe kombucha blueprint, you can make a confident and healthy choice every time. Which of these 3 ingredients was the most surprising to you? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Now that you've mastered kombucha, how does it compare to kefir? Next week, we'll do a head-to-head comparison of kombucha versus kefir and help you decide which one is right for you.